Hi there, freshmans! It's me, G again. So, for today's vlog, um, I will, no, we will explore the fascinating world of biological psychology and the mind-body connection. So, before we get into that, I want to start this video with a phrase. Everything psychological is biological. So, are you ready? Tara! Okay, so ang meaning ng phrase na everything psychological is also biological is that every thought, emotion, behavior in our minds has a corresponding biological process in the brain or body. So, I will give an example. I will lay out an example for you guys to understand it better. So this is the example. So, have you ever felt butterflies in your stomach when you're nervous? That is your mind and body talking to each other. So for our chapter 1 is the brain structures and functions. So, saan tayo magsa-start doon? So, magsa-start tayo sa amygdala. So, sa amygdala, it controls fears and emotional response. So, like, an example is like you are feeling anxious before a presentation. So, it triggers the amygdala to release the stress hormones. So, that's what happens. So, ayun yung kinokontrol niya. So, I might put it here or sa screen to show you what does it look like. And guys, so I had the chance to find a visual representation of the amygdala. It's right here, as you can see. So it controls everything. No, it's an emotional control center. So, ayan, you can see that the defense mechanism, mga fear response, emotional regulation, social emotions, memory and emotions, connections, and marami pang iba. So, ayan. Dito siya umiikot. Yan yung iniikutan ng amygdala. Dito umiikot yung mga emotions natin. Ayan. Kung nag-wonder kayo. Marami siyang... Kasi it's a center of emotions, of our emotions, of a human's emotions. This is, again, the amygdala. So after the amygdala is we have the hippocampus. So it is an important memory formation. So an example of this is that a stress can affect memory recall because the hippocampus is sensitive to cortisol. Okay guys, so now we are moving on to the next chapter, which is the neurotransmitters and hormones. So for the first part of the chapter 2, we will introduce the dopamine. I have a book that my ex-boyfriend gave me about dopamine. So it is associated with pleasure and reward. So this is all about like satisfying your pleasures. So an example of this is completing a task successfully release dopamine. It makes you feel motivated, right? So that's what dopamine do. So moving on to the next after the dopamine is we have the serotonin. So the serotonin regulates mood and well-being. So the example of this one is a low serotonin levels are linked to depression. So pag onte or mababa yung serotonin level mo, it can possibly lead to depression. So for the last part of the neurotransmitters and hormones is the cortisol. So it is released during stress. So a chronic stress keeps cortisol levels high. So this affects both of our body and our mind. So pag stress, ganyan, laging high yung cortisol levels natin, which is affecting the body and the mind. Both body and mind is affected by this one. So for our last part, or final chapter, not last part, but final chapter, guys, okay? We have the mind-body interaction and mental health. So, how psychological states affects the body. So, anxiety, it increased heart rate and shallow breathing. So, sometimes, maybe you don't know, but yung mga pag-iiyak natin minsan, hindi natin alam na anxiety na pala yung nangyayari sa atin. Especially, pag shallow na yung breathing natin, 'di ba? So, it is anxiety na sometimes. So, next is the positive thinking. So, it lowers stress hormones level. So, moving on to the next part of the mind-body interaction and mental health. The next part is that how biological processes affects the mind. Okay, so hormonal changes is converted to mood swings, and brain injury is converted to changes in behavior or personality. Kasi may mga brain injury tayo na sometimes na ano talaga, naapektuhan talaga yung movements natin kung paano natin naririnig or iti-take yung mga bagay-bagay. Kasi it is a brain injury, it is serious. So, naapektuhan yung behavior natin and yung personality natin. So, now, we will move on to the real-life examples. So, an example is that exercise improves mood by releasing endorphins. So, exercise can help you not only physically, but mentally. So, and sometimes spiritually din eh. Marami talagang benefits ang nagagawa ng pag-exercise. So, if you have the time, if you have a spare time, you can do exercise. Next example is the mindfulness. Meditation reduces stress and balances neurotransmitters levels. So, it is also important for us na makapag-meditate tayo para mabawas-bawasan ng stress sa katawan. Okay, huwag natin kalimutan yon. So, now, we are moving forward to the importance or the taking points. So, now, understanding the biological basis of behavior. It helps us to recognize symptoms of mental health issues early. We are being aware, diba? The next is developing coping strategies that are evidence-based. So, may mga evidence tayong pinagbabasihan on how we cope with the strategies, diba? And then, the last is reduce stigma by showing mental health is rooted in biology, not weakness. This is a very important basis, the last part. So, you might be wondering, paano nasabi ni G na ang mental health ay nag-root in biology, not weaknesses? Alam nyo kasi, maraming tao ngayon, sa panahon ngayon, na pag nagpakita ka ng konting mental health issues or sinabi mo na nagaganto ka, nagaganyan ka, iti-take nila yon as ang hina mo. It's your weakness. No. Everything psychological is also biological, guys. Remember that phrase, okay? Na yung mga mental health issues natin, nagro-root yun sa biological being din natin. Nagro-root siya sa biology and hindi yun sign of weakness, okay? So now, this is our conclusion or the last part. We will summarize key points. So I hope sobrang naging helpful sana tong video na to or tong mini vlog ko sa inyo because I also just want to share my own understandings based sa naturo sa amin. So, summarize key points. So, our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors are biologically grounded. Brain structures neurotransmitters and hormones play a major role. Mind-body awareness improves mental health and daily functioning. So, guys, by understanding the mind-body connection, we can take better care of our mental health and physical health. So, remember that a healthy mind starts with a healthy body. Yun lang. So, I want to thank everyone for watching this video, and I hope that it helps you. So, if you want to catch up on your lessons, you can watch this vlog. So, may guide kayo. Yan lang. Thank you, everyone.